the reign of the Samsung Galaxy S6 coming to an end, and rumours buzzing all around the tech community about the S7, we at Honest Phone Reviews have decided to stop and take a look back at the Samsung Galaxy S5. The phone has since lost its flagship price tag, and we are going to look at how it compares to the budget phones nowadays that share its price. First, let's talk about the build quality, and sadly, this isn't the S5's strongest area. If you're accustomed to a premium feeling phone, the S5 probably won't be the phone for you. At the time of its launch, its all-plastic build was no match for its iPhone 5's competitor's construction, and it even retailed at about the same price. For that price, the build quality just isn't good enough. But nowadays, that you can pick one up for about 200 quid, we feel the build quality is substantial enough. The Galaxy S5 also has a dimple pattern. It's meant to improve grip, but most people just find it ugly. We at Honest Phone Reviews don't agree with that, but we can see why others may find it ugly. The S5 also has thicker than average bezel, and a slight rim that sits a few millimeters above the screen. Samsung seemed to have durability in mind when making this phone, so we can forgive those thicker than average bezels as they're meant to give it more structural integrity. The best part about the S5's build though is that it's IP67 water and dust resistant. It can withstand up to 1 meter of fresh water for up to 30 minutes, which is great if you say drop it in a random bucket, which I totally didn't do. As mentioned earlier, on the back of the phone we have the dimple pattern, we have the speaker grille, and we have the camera with a very slight protrude. Flipping over to the front, we have the front calling speaker, the home button, and the capacitive keys that flank it. This is a very typical Samsung design. The 8.1mm thick right side includes a volume rocker in a easy to press position, and on the left side we have a power button which provides good tactile feedback and is quite easy to press. We should also mention that the home button on the S5 houses a fingerprint sensor. However, it uses a somewhat finicky swipe technique to unlock, which we don't like, and we had the fingerprint turned off because of how it pretty much killed one-hand usability. In the hand, the phone does feel quite well built and easy to hold, but if you want a premium feeling phone for £250 or £200, the OnePlus X is probably the choice for you. The screen is an area where the S5 doesn't disappoint. Samsung really has a chance to make up ground for its somewhat disappointing build quality. It's a 5.1-inch 1080p Super AMOLED panel, and it's a great screen. Text looks sharp, colours pop, and the blacks are very black. The colours are slightly over contrasted, which is to be expected with an AMOLED panel, but personally at Honest Phone Reviews, we prefer it over the more realistic IPS panels. It has a good brightness range, making it readable in the darkest of rooms and the brightest of sunny days, and overall, it's a very good screen, competing with the likes of the OnePlus X. Sadly, software isn't Samsung's strongest area. The S5 is on Android Lollipop 5.0, with last year's TouchWiz on top. This means it doesn't have the sleeker, faster and themable TouchWiz of 2015. This is a real disappointment, as the S5's TouchWiz is full of useless and half-baked features. Most of them feel like party tricks and won't work well in practice. Smart Stay is okay, and S-Health is good at making use of the heart rate monitor. However, most of the other apps and features just feel a bit intrusive or bloaty. The My Magazine app is one such. It's a list of scrolling Flipboard articles that sits to the left of your home screen. In theory, it sounds okay. In practice, however, it's annoying. Every time you swipe towards it by accident, it'll play a 2-second animation, and you have to play that animation when you swipe back again. It doesn't sound too annoying, but when activating it on accident repeatedly, it really gets frustrating. This phone not only has a similar screen to the OnePlus X, it's also very similarly spec'd. Under the phone there's a Snapdragon 801 with 2GB of RAM and an Adreno 330 GPU. Performance is about average. The heavy TouchWiz really slows down the Snapdragon 801 when opening some apps, but aside from that, it's a fairly smooth experience. Even on the year-old device I was testing, most new games run well, but we have a feeling the aging processor might slowly lose optimizations over time, making this not the most feature-proof devices. Internet browsing also has the occasional slowdown, but day-to-day performance is good. Not brilliant, but not the worst. Personally, I feel the 1GB RAM boost that's on the OnePlus X really makes a difference, but it's not too severe. battery in this phone is a removable 2800 milliamp power battery, and performance has been relatively good. While in heavy use, the battery can drop quite quickly. In light use, the phone can last for about 4 hours screen on time. This can be heavily extended with the ultra power saving mode, which is really great to get a full day out of 10 to 15%. Obviously, features are limited, but it's still a very useful feature to have. The camera is another area where Samsung really didn't disappoint with the S5. The camera is a 16 megapixel lens with f2.2 aperture and face detection autofocus. In good conditions, the S5's camera is pretty impressive. The S5 takes pictures quickly, they are sharp, they are crispy, and the contrasting colours look very pleasing to the eye. However, this doesn't spread to all conditions. Indoors, in the yellowish lighting, photos appear very grainy. However, when you go outside to take just general night photos, most of the digital noise is lost, which is a nice touch to have. The S5 can also record in 4K, which is great for making use of that expandable storage, which is something lost with the S6. While I'm on the subject of the S5's camera, I might as well mention its software. To be honest, it's not that good. It feels slow, over-featured, and quite cumbersome to use. There is also no shortcut to launch the camera, nor any quick way to change the exposure. The camera app is, however, quite fast to take a snap, so I won't give it too much hate. To conclude, I must say the S5 is a good phone, but it's definitely a phone of 2 years ago. And with the OnePlus X coming in at around the same price with slightly better specs, software, and a much better build, I think you'd have to care a lot about that waterproofing and camera to choose the S5 over it. Obviously, some people will, but for me, personally, I would definitely go for the OnePlus X. Thanks a lot for watching my review of the Samsung Galaxy S5. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments how to improve. Thanks a lot, bye!